You're about to change the spark plug wires on your 2004 to 2008 Grand Prix, and you need a little help with it, and that's what I'm here for. If you're watching this video, obviously you want to know a little bit about it, and I'm here to help you guys. I actually have another video on this I did about 4 years ago. That one was just more talking and theory. This is actually going to be a little bit more practical for those who want to know. So feel free to check out that video. It's on my channel a little further down. Also, I just put out a video on spark plugs and coils. So if you want to see that, that's there as well. But this is going to be the wires. So we're going to go through this in a few parts because you should do it in a few stages. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do just kind of a walkthrough, and really that's what you should always do before a job, is just kind of do a quick look over. But before I do that, let's talk about what you're going to need. You're going to need a flathead of some sort or something. The reason why you're going to need something like that is to pry off these, and I'll talk about those in a second. You're going to need a ratchet of some sort, a couple sockets. In this case, you're going to need a 15 mil socket and a 13 mil socket. And you need an extension, not very long, just a short kind of stubby one would do. And you're going to need some dielectric grease, which I have right over here. Dielectric grease. So what's the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to do a look over. So the reason you do this is to kind of plan it out. The reason this is important is because especially in today's age, it's a little bit easier to trace out plugs, wires, and so on. But you don't want to get caught in that spot where you've disconnected all your wires, or you make a mistake, and you're kind of left in the dark on where to go next. In this case here, if you take it step by step, it takes a slightly bit longer, but it'll be a much smoother work in the long run and transition into your new wires. So first thing, let's look over the car. So of course, as you can see from the coils, you have your spark plug wires. The wires themselves first pass underneath this bracket that's right below the first dog bone. So that's where you need the 15 mils. There's one there, and then down there there's a 13 bolt. You can see right there. So those have to come off. As you can see, the first three wires run along kind of a like a notch, and then it goes down here. Sorry, let me get some light for you guys. And you can see there's that upper bolt right there has to come out, and this one here has to come out. I have to take off this bracket. It's right over here. Let's get this back out. There we go. That bracket, which is just underneath the second dog bone. Now, of course, those are the front wires, and I always recommend doing one wire at a time, again, just to prevent confusion and issues. Now, of course, as you trace these ones here, you'll see there's a couple of these clips. There's three. 1, 2, and then right back there, a little bit of a tricky one to get to, a 3. Now, this is always a tricky part because the back of the engine is difficult to get to. It is awkward. I'll try my best to show you guys, but because of where it's located versus where I can get the camera, it may be difficult, but I'll try my best. You can see right by the O2 sensor, that's where the first wire is. There's one right about here. If you look, you can see the wire kind of going down to it, curving down. And then there's one right under over there, and about there, underneath that bracket. So those ones are a little trickier to get to, but it is very possible. So we're going to start working on the first step. We're going to work on the first wires, the front ones. Let's get started on that. All right, so we're going to get started here now. Let me just zoom in a bit for you. Best angle I can get to really kind of show everything. So let's get that set up for you. So we'll start on the first bracket, which is the one right under the dog bone. So we just take our 15 mil. And these should all theoretically be very easy to take off. Of course, again, exercise caution, but it should be, pretty easy. Let's try this one here. As a general rule, which you probably should follow with almost all mechanic work, is don't completely pull everything out at first. Loosen and then pull. So I'm going to get this one down here. This one's a little tighter. There's some corrosion and stuff on it. It's not so bad. Again, depending on the condition of your car and how, condition of all this stuff, You want to exercise caution. You don't want any bolts to break. You don't want anything like that. Again, generally with the wires, you don't have to worry about that, but it's these bolts that you're taking out, you want to be cautious of. Okay, I got that out. I'm going to go back now to our 15. I'm going to complete pulling these off. In case again you're wondering if you didn't see with the tracing, the reason you're doing this is because everything runs behind, and this is just one little step that's going to make it that much easier to get it all done. Pull that off. That's pretty straightforward. There it is, out. So we'll put all that down, and we're going to go to this one. So the second one over here. Actually, let me stop it. Let me get a better angle for you guys. 1 second. Okay. I think that's a little bit better angle to see the second bracket I got to take off here. Hopefully it works out for you guys. But you get the idea. This one here, there's no 15s. It's just the 13. It's a little bolt and also a little nut. 2 separate spots. We're going to pull that off. I recommend, if you can, pull this wire out here. Some of them can be tricky. Sometimes you got to twist. And depending how long it's been since you changed them, you may have a lot of trouble, but you know, that one came out not too bad. Hopefully the other ones go that easy, especially the back ones. So we're gonna pull this off first. That's a little awkward, but we're gonna do it. Okay, that one is good. And then we get to this one back here. Back here. These are fairly straightforward in coming off. Again, because there's not a lot of heavy element exposure here, heat exposure sure, and some moisture and so on, but not nearly as much. Generally, you shouldn't have too many problems pulling these off. As you pull, it's going to get loose, so just move it aside. This releases any of the tension as it falls off. So as that comes down, I should be able to do it by hand. As you can see, it's not a very big bolt. I don't know if you guys can see it there. Let's see if I got it for you guys. There we go. There. Okay. Another nut over here. Comes out too. You can see it there. That's what it looks like. Alright, so that's done. That's pulled off. So now it's just a matter of pulling the wires. So as you're pulling this off and you're doing it one by one, you're going to want to check your current wires just to make sure they match up and they fit. Whereas generally, even buying from the manufacturer of any of your cars, you know, you should be getting what you get in the box. I don't know about you guys, but that's not always the case. That's the box I just threw, by the way. So, you know, always measure and double check as you pull off. So I have my wires. They're all here. And, you know, I'm pretty sure it's easy to guess that the shorter wires are for the front and the longer ones are for the back. Right? I mean, it's straightforward, but, you know, it's worth noting just in case. So I'm going to now separate these shorter ones. Get that aside. I'll put the back there. So I've got the 3 now. These are the 3 short wires. So now that we have pulled them out here, again, you're going to want to do it one at a time. There's a little bit of a notch that is kind of stick in. In this case here, one behind the other. Let me see if you guys have seen that well enough. Let me try and move over. So they notch in. There's actually like little boots, like little sleeves that they notch into. So you're going to want to pull them out one by one. Do not just try and gung-ho it all, because you may end up making a mistake. In this case here, I'm going to release all the wires, pull them all out, but not out of the coils. Just pulling out of here. Okay. Now we're gonna start off by the one I pulled off first anyways, this one over here. So if we trace that one, that's this one here. This goes to coil pack 2. Can you see the coil packs there? No? Here. Let's get this for you. So I have the wire here, and you want to do this one because when they feed into this groove under here, the furthest one, the one that goes for this plug, is fed in the back, and then the second one goes in front of it, and then this one's in front of those. So you're going to want to kind of feed starting from the third one anyways. So this one, when we trace it through, you can see this is it here, and this goes up to right here. Just 1 second. Okay, so it's going to this coil right here, as you can see. So we're going to do it one at a time. We're going to pull this one off first. Okay, let's pull that out there. We're going to lay this down just so, again, normally you can do this on your own, but you see the wire there, and we're going to pull, should be this one here, I believe. We're just going to check, make sure the length is the same. That looks good to me. So now we're going to, before we put everything together, this is where you're going to need to get your dielectric grease. Okay. I'm just going to put a dab on here. Okay. Of course, at the same time, you can always put some in the boot too. So now we're going to feed that under here. Okay, and we're going to just attach that on. You should hear that nice click. Now for this here, let me go back to the little tripod. Once you fed that in, you're going to feed the wire back around through here into the boot back here. Nice clicks as you feed it around. Go. Make sure you are feeding it properly. I'm going to bring that around. Now in this situation, normally I'd also, before I go, just tell you why, I'd put dielectric in here as well. I'm not going to do that because this third part of the video is of course the spark plugs. And I don't want to waste dielectric on here just to pull it off and pull the old plugs out. So we're not going to do that, but normally if you're just doing the wires, you put some dielectric in here and away you go. So then we put that on. You should get, again, nice firm kind of click, and it should be nice solid on there. Now we go to the next one, number 2. And same thing here, these should twist off. My heat shield's in the way, but it can give issues. Now, of course, if they do give a lot of issues, you can use pliers to pull them, which I think I may have to do here because this is not coming, but again, exercise caution, you don't want to damage the plugs. But you get the idea. That's for the front 3. Use pliers, you grab them, channel locks, anything, and you can use it to pull. You should be able to do it by hand, but if they've been on there a while, of course, you want to, try and do it by hand by first if you can. And then you do all 3. I'm just going to do a brief pause. I don't want to do all 3. You get the idea, of course. And you just trace them. I'll just follow here. Number 2. This traces over up here. So it's coil pack, the top coil pack. There. Top coil pack, second. And then this third one wire here. This traces through to the bottom. This is coil pack, the lower coil pack at the bottom as well. So it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm just going to do a brief pause. I'm going to complete this part. I'll come back and show you when it's done, and then I'll show you the back 3, which are always a little more. It's all done. I have now completed the 3 front wires. They're all in, ready to go. As you can see, nice and firm in, all fed in. I haven't obviously put the brackets back on. You technically could put this one on, but I haven't done it yet anyways, because you got to do the back 3. So we're going to do the next step of the video, which is just taking off these clips. It's pretty easy and straightforward, but I will show you guys. So let's get this all around here. I'll do the front one. You'll get the gist for all 3. So let's just get this set up for you. There you go. Get some light. So all you need for this is a flathead. They are a little annoying, but they're not too bad. So you just go in, grab the clip in, put the flathead in, and kind of twist it out. So you put the flathead in, move actually down, and kind of twist. And then you open that. These are stiff. These are, again, the original ones, but you know, you get the idea. And it's open. It's the same idea. And again, I'll show you back here. And let me just see if you can see the back. Put that up a bit. There. So when you're doing it, and they go in. Instead of pulling up, you want to push down and twist, and you open up. That's it. Now keep in mind, don't pull the wires out there yet, because you still want to do only one by one. The difficult one, of course, is the one in the back. That one there is a little tricky to get to, but not impossible. Actually, you know what? Let's do it here now. Let's see how difficult it is for me to do, so you guys can get a feel for it. Just give me 1 second here. Just move my light around. I gotta be able to see. Okay. When I'm actually doing the wires, I'll try and get a better angle for you guys. But for now, I really wanted to show you guys the hands-on part of it. But let's see. I'm gonna do this one back here. Get the light set up. There. Okay. Let's see how long it takes. It's really down there, so it's kind of hard to get to. Try and pry it open. Let's see. It is attached to a metal bracket back there. So I twist it, and we get the flathead in. If you have a longer flathead, it'll be a much more benefit. I'm twisting it up. Flathead in, twist. Oh, almost got it there. I actually got it. Oh, my light just went. Don't go out on me now, light. Okay, I got it open. It's actually open right now. I'll show you guys. Second. Oh no, my light's going out. This is not good for both me and you. There, all right. See, got it open down there. Didn't take very long. Took a little bit of gumption, but you know, not too much. Got it open though. Let me reset this so we can get to the back wires. I should tell you guys, actually, this, I didn't end up needing to do these front ones, a channel locks. I brought a channel locks and a pliers out, didn't need it. These wires I had were NGK ones I put in a few years back, and they were spring based. That's what the standard, the new ones, which are just the boot. See? So these springs, I guess they did their purpose. They held on quite well. So I had to twist to pull them off, and I mean twist a lot. Twist, wiggle, you get the idea. And those front ones did come off without the need of any additional tools. Now when you're dealing with the factory ones or OEMs that are like these, you should have the same thing as well. You should just be able to grab and pull, and they should come off fairly easily. All right, let's move to the second part. Let me see if I get an angle for you guys. I'm going to try this and see here. It's obviously difficult to show you guys the other ones. Before I do this one, though, let's see if I can get down there. I can't. So tight you can't even get my camera down here. Let's see. That's the first one. Oh, there you you can see the second one. It's right underneath down there. It's the O2 plug there. And if you look down, you can see where the wire curves. That's where the second one is. The third one, actually, if I look through there, get some light on it. Let's see. There. You see where the third one is. This is generally considered the hardest and worst one of the whole set, both for doing the wire and for obviously the plug. It is in a very tight spot. Now, there is actually a way to pull the dog bones and rotate the engine. I am not going to show you that way, simply because most people wouldn't do that. I'm going to show you the doing it this way. It's possible, it's a lot harder, but I'm going to show you how to do it this way. But right now, when I do the plug video, I'll show you that one. Right now, for pulling just the wires, I'm going to use this one as an example right here. Just get this kind of situated. 1 second, there we go. Now, it's a very obviously narrow spot to work with, and all you're really going to see is my hand. But same thing, you get down in there, twist. Oh, wow, look at that. It came off nice and easy. I love when it works so nice like that. Look, off nice and easy. Beautiful. So, if you look here now, sorry you guys are just seeing my arm, but it came out, and you do the same thing. You trace one wire at a time. You're going to pull that out. And in this case here, you trace the wire around. Let's open this up. Pulling this wire. It's going to require some fiddling around, but it is possible to get it off. As you see, it gets kind of caught between this wire here, but if we move it just to the side a bit, and then we pull up, it's going to come out. There. And this will be a lot easier, but I'm kind of doing it with one hand to show you guys if you get the idea. But, you know, and you just keep going down, and you trace it, and then there's, move the wire bundle here, trace it around. This one here, in this case, here, and this leads the coil pack one, the top coil pack one, top. Pull that out and pull the wire out. Okay, a little fiddling, let it get through, but you see, I did that with one hand. That'll give you an idea of how easy that is. And now let's just get this set up here so I can show you guys. Same thing once again. Once that's set up, get your wires. On my last few wires here, just gonna measure out which one is which. Let's see. Let's open them all up. 1, 2, 3. There. So we have our 3 new ones. 1, 2, 3. We have this one here. Make sure they're all not tangled up or anything like that, which right now they are kind of bundled. There we go. And then you hold them all together, and you kind of measure it all the way down and see which one has the same length. In this case, it's this one here. Pull that back off. Okay, how you like my wall? It's a nice wall, isn't it? Alright, new wire. That's the one that's going in. Grab your dielectric. Just for ease, I'm going to put the dielectric directly into the boot. So just take a bit inside. And again, as I told you guys before, you put some in here. I'm not going to be doing that because I'm going to be doing the plugs. When I do the plugs, that's when I'll put that in there. And then, of course, you're just doing the reverse. Oh, don't die me now, wait. Oh, it looks like it's done. Done. Don't die me. Don't die me. I replace some bulbs in case you guys are wondering, but still, I don't want it to go now of all times. Okay. Due to technical difficulties, so you just do the reverse. You put the wire on. I'm going to try and do that here while holding this. Feed it through and around. I apologize for the light. Hopefully it's still workable enough. Feed it underneath the wire bundle. Come on, work. What a time to go out, huh? Of all the times. Feed it through. Make sure the wire is nice and smooth, not bundled or bunged up anywhere. You feed it into your boot. Worth noting that if you're upgrading your car and upgrading your wires, these are 7mm wire bundles. So if you get bigger ones, you're going to need new ones of the clips because they hold only 7 mils. If you go 7.5 or 8 mils, you're going to need new ones. So it's worth noting. That's it. That's all that's involved in the wiring. I hope this video is very helpful for you. I'm not going to finish up the rest. My light bulb is going to die. I got to change that. And then, of course, I'll show you the plug. So that'll be my third video you guys will see. And then by you looking at the coils, the wires, and the spark plugs, you get your entire general ignition done. But you get the idea. You pull everything off. Do it one by one. Dielectric grease. Refeed it the way you pulled it out. And you're good to go. If you have any questions, make sure to ask in the comments. I'm always watching the channel, answering whenever I can. If you have any suggestions or anything you want to see, let me know as well. Make sure you like and sub. Let me know you guys are liking the videos. Make sure that you guys are subbing so I know that what I'm doing is worthwhile to you. And other than that, I'll see you guys around. And actually, technically, I'll see you for the third video, the spark plugs. All right, thanks for watching and take care.